Hello, everybody. We are back. Apologies for the little hiatus. Hiatus. Wow, English is hard. um, yeah, life's been really busy. Every time I think I'm gonna be able to just pump out videos, I can't. So we are here nonetheless. I just hooked my camera back up because I was cleaning things, moving things around, and yeah, somehow aligned it perfectly right upon hooking it up. So maybe that's a sign that I need to start pumping out videos again. I am behind. I hate being behind. So yeah, here we are, now round 17 of the SRL Championship. We have regained our championship lead, and today you are seeing the second half of my final qualifying run here at Azerbaijan, a track that I've had a decent amount of success with in my league racing past. I enjoy the track. It's a unique challenge, and I was feeling good going into this just like every other race. Still at this point of the season, we've been the fastest car on the track in pretty much every race. So yeah, things have been going good. We've reclaimed our championship lead, and today we need to do what we have been doing, and that is establish a pace advantage, try to avoid all the carnage that will most likely be happening, especially on this track in this league. And yeah, just control what we can control, try to avoid getting frustrated. You guys know how I get that a lot. So come across the line for a 138.8. Solid lap. That will give us pole position by about 0.6 of a second over Friabile, who's been a great addition to the league. It's going to make for a very interesting next year of racing. I am excited. We are getting closer to the game. At this point, we've had more news come out about the game. And honestly, I'm a big fan of the revamped rank system because I feel like our current rank system is bland. And while it does seem very EA to kind of have this, I forget what they call it compared to FIFA. I don't play FIFA, so they're comparing it to that, how you like upgrade your car. To me, that kind of plays into how F1 is naturally, because you have a car, you upgrade it over time. And the fact that you'll be kind of doing a My Team S car improvement, but interacting with other people and racing with other people across the world and gaining rank off of that, I feel like it can make for some very interesting content, some very fun racing, and something that you can actually grind in this game if you don't have a league race to do. So, I mean, it's an addition, so if you don't like it, it doesn't lose anything. The game doesn't lose anything. If you don't like it, you can still do your league racing, you can still do your career mode and all that. So, I like little additions like that. I'd rather try them try things that fail than not do anything at all. But we'll see how the game drives. That's going to be the main thing. We all love that driving immersion. That's why we play these games after all. And yeah, going into this race now, feeling good about it. Same strategy for the same reason. Now that I've done league racing, or there won't be. I don't think there's a single track. Yeah, there's no tracks that I haven't done a league race on that I will yet. So yeah, I've raced on every track in a league, and the strategy is the exact same for every track. I can confirm that now 100%, which is probably useless information considering we're at the end of the game's lifespan. But nonetheless, we'll be getting into the start of this one, folks. Starting on pole position. Maybe someone behind us will be on medium tires. Won't have to worry about them early on. But I'm just going to try to keep my car clean as possible. Not overburn my ERS and make me susceptible to anyone pushing from behind, and yeah, just run my race. Early on, if there are medium runners, I'm only going to consider myself racing the other hard runners, so we'll see what everyone else is running behind us soon enough, and we'll get started in this one for now, round 17. It feels like this year's game started really fast. Like, it seems like the first half of this game's lifespan was really fast, and just the second half of the game's lifespan just went to a standstill. And I've kind of felt the same way about the 2020 season, and the 2021 season just seemed fast the whole way through. But that's just my perception. Obviously, life plays a big role in that. But I'm going to stop blabbering, and we're going to get into the stuff you guys are here for, and that's the curve racing. Skipping ahead to the good stuff now. The lights are on. Random catchphrase as we launch off the grid. It's a short run into turn one. It looks like we get a great launch off the line on these hard tires. And yes, just like that, we're exactly in the position we want to be. There's a big crash behind us, apparently. I know people were crashing right off the grid. And yeah, that's an early safety car, which honestly, I don't care. If anything, if there are medium runners behind me, this cuts away on the amount of laps that they'll have a pace advantage on me early in the race. So if anything, this does slightly benefit us. But yeah, it's only a virtual, so this kind of helps us settle into a little bit of a rhythm. You don't go from a dead stop, not playing for a couple minutes, to just bam, on it right away on a street course, which can be difficult sometimes. So this kind of helps us ease into it. Yeah, only a virtual. Ends at, honestly, a pretty good time coming out of that chicane. Definitely not a 1 second gap to P2 behind. But yeah, a solid start to this one. We will try to open up this gap as much as possible. We do have a full bar of meter, or ERS, sorry. My fighting game player coming out just calling everything meter. But, I mean, it's not wrong, give me a break there. But there are actual terms for it. Here, using a little bit of the ERS. We'll see what kind of a gap we can open up here early on. If any at all, I'm very happy to just cruise in this one. When you have a half-second advantage over the field in qualifying, you kind of know going into the race you have a pace advantage. So no need to push yourself balls to the wall in every single lap of the race. You just need to be consistent, let your pace do the work for you. Kind of like if you're in a race where you're just in the best car. Just keep things solid, let the car do the work for you. And yeah, I'm going to try to find that happy medium between using ERS, so I'm not just sitting on leader for no reason, especially when there's going to be a high likelihood of a safety car where you can just build a full bar back again. But yeah, I also don't want to overuse my ERS and make me susceptible if I do make a mistake and free apps, or maybe free apps still in my DRS behind. So just trying to find that happy medium early on, using it in the right places on the track, and we'll see where we stand when the DRS activates. Lap 3 now, DRS is online, and behind us, Freeab is still just within the DRS, but we are faster by a couple tenths a lap. That may sway in the other direction now that he will have those key DRS points, especially that astronomically large one on the front stretch. But hopefully we can make enough of that difference up here in the twisty bits of the middle of the lap, because this looks like one of our races right now where safety cars could very much still play a point in this race, but as it stands, if there were to be a safety car, we are very much in that kind of zone where if we can break pretty much DRS on a track like this with long straightaways, then this one could be done and dusted, and we just cruise on for hopefully a boring win. Like I always say, I know it's boring for you guys, but it's a big stress reliever for me, especially the way things went at the beginning of this season. And I don't even want to get into the 2021 season. If you want to know how much of a shit show that was for me, just watch the highlights on the SRL channel and just watch me get no lube anally sodomized week after week after week in the most ridiculous ways that you've ever seen in all of gaming. But as we come out of the final corner here, nothing screwing us over right now in this race, which is always a great time. Everyone that league races understands that feeling where sometimes just nothing happening just brings a smile to your face, like, nothing terrible's ruining my day right now. Isn't that just fucking fantastic? Yep, now start of lap 4. Still haven't quite broken the DRS yet to Preab, but still got a little bit of a pace advantage, still got over half a bar of meter, so we will see what we can do in the next couple laps to try to break that gap a little bit. Now at the start of lap 8 in this race, Freeab still close behind, just barely hanging in that DRS. The DRS is really helping him keep up with me. These two really long DRS stretches giving him multiple tenths every lap. But we are slowly inching away, slowly using a little bit of meter, a little bit at a time. Maybe he's using a little bit more than us, who knows. But we're just getting so close to getting outside of his DRS range that it's so tantalizing to just push to the max. But if you would push to the max for one lap, use up your battery and not accomplish it, then you're just going to be an absolute sitting duck. That is the struggles of leading the race on a very slipstream heavy track. But like I said earlier, there's enough twisty bits in the middle of this track where if you have a pace advantage, you can kind of flex the muscles a little bit, drive very well in the middle sector, open up just enough of a gap that kind of overrides the advantage that they get from the DRS on the main straight. But we will see coming onto this straight. You see when I look behind me there, a little bit of a gap has opened up. He hasn't had quite a good sector 2 as he had in previous laps. You only briefly see the arrow as I cut through the corner, so he's going to be right on that cusp of the 1 second point. But as we come down the main stretch, we will see if he gets DRS on us as we come to the line to start lap 9, about a third of the way through this one. Still haven't had a full safety car yet, and yeah, it's really close. It looks like he's right on the line, but it doesn't matter. The safety car has come out. And yeah, 8 laps in, no point of staying out on 8-lap-old tires. We're flying into the pits. Remember, you don't have to slow down the pits in this league. Don't ask how. On a set of medium tires. And yeah, the race will go on for there. Rehab comes in behind us, so we should be coming out in the lead still in this one. See if we come out of the pits. Is anyone else coming around the first corner? Nope. We will remain in the lead of this one, and that's what we love to see. If there's going to be incidents like there was at the start of the race, we want to be as far away from any of that nonsense as possible. Now it's time for the safety car to return to its good old home in the pit lane. We'll get as good of a launch as possible. Obviously, don't even know why I said that. Why would I not get as good a launch as possible? And we are back underway. Got enough of a gap. We don't have to worry about being attacked into turn 1. Coming around the first corner, you can see the arrows disappear a little bit. That's usually a good sign. Maybe there's battling going on behind. I haven't really had a chance to look back yet. And yeah, the arrows completely disappear there. And when I look back, yeah, he's still there, but kind of almost returning to the gap that we had before the safety car even came out. So maybe we'll push hard here early on to see if we can open up the gap. But like I keep saying, you don't want to over push and then just leave yourself vulnerable if you don't open up the gap. But a great start here off the safety car restart. And yeah, not too much else to talk about at the moment.
So, where did he go?
Now as we are on lap 13, it's very brief here, but you will see I take a glimpse back behind me as I saw the arrows disappeared, and it looked like Freya Bile got caught up in an incident going into turn 1. And that has opened up the gap to us. So now, obviously, no one is in our DRS behind as second and third have come to blows. And yeah, that's really kind of taken away the only kind of strategy I had to think about right now in terms of managing DRS, trying to break out of the DRS without using up all my resources, yada yada yada. The same stuff I've been saying the whole video. But now I just need to focus on not damaging the car. So if there is another safety car that closes the field back up, obviously my car is still at full power and we don't have to worry about anything like that. So now we can probably skip ahead a decent chunk. Let's see what happens next.
Yes, so it's 2 of me off the DRS.
Senna just took
and a decent chunk turned into only a second and a half. Senna has crashed. Neek is out, and another full safety car is deployed. So the gap we opened up no longer matters. I mean, it was kind of luck that we got that gap because of the incident behind us anyhow. So yeah, good old Burt Mylander coming back out. Senna is out of the session. Very surprising from him. Usually he is just the pinnacle of consistency in the league. Neek with another tough race. He's had a really tough season. Kind of been on the decline ever since getting the woman. And yeah, we're obviously not going to pit because we are fresh.
I like that.
Safety cars to come in at the end of lap 15, so we will have 11 laps to go at the line. We get our launch off, and coming down into turn 1, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of gap, so we don't have to worry about getting dive bombed right away. See Freab going defensive behind. The arrows really close up there. It made me a little bit nervous there for a second. But I'm really hoping they battle each other behind again. Because if they go side by side for just a couple of corners, that can give me the 1 second gap I need to just run away with this race. Because we've seen so far in this race that without the DRS, I can easily open up the gap and have a pace advantage. But with the DRS, Freab can just stay with me and keep me honest in this one. Our teammate has crashed out, which doesn't really matter for the constructors because we're so far ahead that I don't even have an analogy for it. But he was second in the championship points battle, remember. So yeah, another tough race by him, and that's going to help us open up our points lead even more as we try to close in on our first SRL championship. And you can see the proximity arrows have disappeared from behind us. So we will see at the end of this lap, did we open up the 1 second gap?
Sure to send that in.
Ask driver behind, and what will we say? And as you heard there, the gap is 1.3 seconds. So
I didn't even see what happened.
yeah, some defensive driving Freebs had to do in this opening lap after the safety car. We're already down to 11 cars. Wow, just not noticed that. A lot of crash outs, and yeah, we've opened up the 1 second gap already on the first lap.
That's what happened to me on actually
so that is massive for us. And now with no another slipstream behind, we can kind of just flex the pace a little bit. Or can we? Another full safety car has been deployed, and for the 4th time this race, we have to open up the gap again. Damn, how many times do we gotta earn this one, folks? So our 3rd safety car restart, we really mix up how we launch, open up a gap again, we get another good launch so we don't have to worry about getting attacked in turn 1, and can we, for the 4th time, break the 1 second barrier in this race? Holy shit. If I don't win this one at this rate, I am going to be upset. Because how many times does White Boy got to earn a win around here, folks? I mean, come on. But, yep, good first couple corners. You can see the proximity arrows disappearing. We're using the ERS early on the straights. And then we know we have a little bit of advantage in the corners. So hopefully we can just put this one to bed quickly. Reduce my stress levels that have been ever so increasing with every safety car. And yeah, hopefully with only 10 people left on the grid now, that the competence increases and we don't have another safety car and have to break the 1 second barrier for a 5th time in this race. Heading through the castle section very aggressively. I really want to open up this 1 second barrier quickly. I do not want to mess about. I don't want to have any type of an opportunity to lose this race. Also really making sure, especially like this downhill apex here, that we don't damage the car. And now we just gotta bomb it down the front stretch and see where our gap ends up to Free Abile behind us. With only 10 cars left, the chances of my opponents having to fight each other and opening up the gap for me behind is ever so decreasing. So yeah, we're going to have to earn this one the hard way. And as you see us coming through the S section there, we definitely have the 1 second gap there. So hopefully now we can just cruise to the end of this race. We set those soft tires just in case, checking the weather report, just dotting your T's and dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Messed that one up, but you get what I mean. Just making sure we're on top of anything else that could happen in this race and hopefully just bring home another win.
What is it?
And finally, we'll be able to earn this one, come down the front stretch on the last lap. The rain won't come in time. There won't be another safety car. The gap increase behind, use the last of the battery, come across the line on these really old medium tires. We'll win at Azerbaijan. Only 9 cars to finish this race. And another solid win for us. Had the pace advantage. Was able to lead all the laps.
3 out of the last 4.
And this is what we needed to really cement our championship lead. Tim crashes out in 11th, so no points for him. And I don't remember if I got fast slap or not, but yeah, that is another big chunk of points going our direction in this championship. I'm going to try to keep the videos pumping out so we can get all caught up, because at the point of recording this, we have 2 rounds remaining. So yeah, that is Baku done and dusted. A pretty boring one for you guys watching, all things considered. Didn't really have to talk about too much. Just a lot of safety cars bringing the field back together. But yeah, those kind of races always make me happy. You know, you show up with some pace, leave with a win. You don't really care about the details at that point. So we will catch you guys in round 18.